If you're watching this, then I'm not around anymore. But don't spiral, don't obsess. Keep going.
So how are you?
A good day is when I don't go around wanting to shoot random strangers in the face and then turn the gun on myself.
Bad then.
Are you bored? Having lonely weekends? Well, your days of lonely weekends are over. Here are 5 TV shows that will make your lonely weekends go away. These are phenomenal shows that will keep you watching till the last episode. Trust me guys, these shows will keep you hooked. Without wasting any more of your time, let's get into this video. The first show on the list is CW's Nancy Drew. Nancy Drew begins with our heroine in the middle of an unplanned gap year between high school and the rest of her life. After allowing her grades, life and popularity to fall apart during her mother's terminal illness, Nancy Kennedy McMahon is now working as a waitress at the Bayside Claw along with wealthy airhead Bess Madison J. Zoni, blue-collar airhead Ace, Alex Saxon and local bad girl George Lee Louise, all familiar names for readers. Book Nancy's longtime steady Ned Nickerson, Tunji Kasim is here as well. Initially as more of a regular booty call with a troubled past. Yes, this Nancy Drew has booty calls. This Nancy Drew also still has a history of solving crimes in Horseshoe Bay. Juvenile sleuthing that earned her the ire of the local police chief, Adam Beach, and the concern of her attorney father, Scott Wolf.
I believe in looking for the truth.
Drew! Clam chowder! Table 8!
Mysteries are everywhere, and I love solving them. But then life dropped a real mystery into my lap.
So what do you 5 have to say? I'm looking at town screw-up, ex-con, city girl, and Nancy Drew.
Why does he say your name like that?
She used to complicate my job.
You mean do it for you?
Determined to get her life back on track, Nancy swore off crime fighting, but when the wife of a prominent wealthy seasonal resident, Riley Smith's Ryan Hudson, is murdered in front of the Claw, Nancy becomes a suspect. Along with her friends Bess, George, Nick and Ace. It's pretty much like Oprah's lamest audience giveaway ever. So Nancy has to clear her name and clear their names, and, naturally, the crime also has ties to the town's most legendary death, a pageant queen who is rumored to still hold the community. Believe me guys when I say, this TV show has it all. Romance, hunting, a little bit of action, and it also has this mystery vibe. I totally recommend this TV show to anyone looking for something interesting.
Guilty.
Anyways, moving on to the second TV show on the list, we have Legacies. Scripted by the Vampire Diaries mastermind Julie Plec, Legacies begins 2 years after the conclusion of the originals, jumping right into things as young Raphael Peyton Alex Smith shows up at an Atlanta church accompanied by friend and foster brother, Landon Eria Shagasmi. There's something lurking in Raphael, and an attempted exorcism quickly reveals him to be a werewolf. Raphael and Landon are plucked by Larry Saltzman, Matt Davis, and Hope Mikaelson, Danielle Rose Russell, and whisked off to the Salvator boarding school for the young and gifted on the outskirts of good old Mystic Falls. The Salvator School is a refuge for kids with supernatural gifts with a special focus on vampires, witches, and werewolves. Landon, none of the 3, is just there to temporarily accompany Raphael before having his mind erased. It turns out, though, that he and Hope have a bit of a past and he's unexpectedly difficult to brainwash.
Difference between a hero and a villain. Good and evil. A savior and a lost cause. But what if the truth is that the only difference is just who's telling the story? My name is Hope Mikaelson. I come from a long line of the villains in your stories. I'm the daughter of a werewolf and a vampire. the granddaughter of an evil witch. They call me the Tribrid. I'm the only one of my kind. I'm born from evil, fighting every day to be good. There's no place in the world for someone like me. Except one. The Salvatore School.
We teach discipline, compassion, a little magic, but mostly it's a place where we can keep them safe.
For the most part, the pilot is spent getting viewers up to speed on the school and a few of its diverse pupils, including Alaric's daughters Josie, Kaylee Bryant, and Lizzie, Jenny Boyd, pop culture quoting vampire, MG, Quincy Fowles, and self-described evil temptress, Penelope, Lulu Antorixa. What it doesn't do effectively is provide a juicy hook for the series. The pretty bad pilot for Vampire Diaries still had the brotherly bond/rivalry between Stefan and Damon and the whole mortal/immortal romance thing the kids love so much. The slightly better The Originals pilot had a tight family emotional core and tension, plus some mortal/immortal romance, plus an all-out battle for the soul of New Orleans. Those elements were there from the first 43 minutes of each show, series quality notwithstanding. Legacies has some family stuff with Alaric and his daughters and little hints of romance, but no notable center or specific hook. Even after reaching its twist pilot ending, Legacies gives a limited indication of the series to come. If this show doesn't get you hooked, I don't know what will. Everything is just awesome. The writing, the cast, the production. You are definitely gonna want more after watching the first episode.
Story. That's why there are rules. Rule number 1. No one can know who we are or what we can do.
Thanks, Landon.
Rule number 2. Don't get close with the locals. When we open up to strangers, we risk exposing our secrets.
You want me to dance with you?
Kind of living in the moment here.
When local boy Landon Kirby entered my life, I learned the consequences of breaking the rules. In opening up to an innocent, I opened the door to something bigger than both of us, something bigger than the school, its secrets, or even the town of Mystic Falls. Something that could bring us all to our knees. This is a story of magic, of secrets and betrayals, first loves and first heartbreaks. It's a story of friendship and family, of battling our own demons so we can face the monsters around us.
This is a story, our story, about trying to be normal in a world that's anything but. The only question is, will we be its heroes or its villains?
Anyways guys, moving on to the next TV show we have Afterlife. Written and directed by Gervais, Afterlife initially emanates from a place of drama, even if it's a half hour. Gervais plays Tony, features editor at a small-town newspaper. Tony is still grieving after the death of his longtime wife Lisa, Kerry Godleman. Lisa left Tony lots of videos advising him on matters like basic hygiene and how to go on living in her absence, but Tony is right on the verge of suicide. The only thing keeping him going is his dog Brandy and a newfound license he feels to tell people exactly what he thinks, no matter how inappropriate or cruel it is. Tony's life has fallen into a routine of visits to his ailing father, David Bradley, and to his wife's grave, half-assing it at work.
Pedo!
What?
Pedo!
I'm not a pedo. And if I was, you'd be safe, you tubby little ginger cunt.
You know how grumpy you get when things don't go your way. You've got such a good heart. You're born like it. You're just decent.
This is Sandy. If you could show her the ropes, tell her what's what.
Humanity is a plague. We're a disgusting, selfish parasite, and the world would be a better place without us. Is that the sort of thing you meant?
No.
How's Lisa?
Oh, Jesus, she's dead, Dad.
Bring Lisa with you.
Fuck me.
Boss Matt, Tom Baston was his wife's brother and still enables Tony's grief and misbehavior. Slowly, as one will inevitably expect, Tony begins to reevaluate his behavior and to contemplate how he can begin to live again. It is, in fact, an entire show about people telling Tony he's disrespectful and unpleasant and lacking in boundaries when he's actually, if you take a step back, not all that bad at all. That, when you think about it, makes it even ickier that Gervais is using a dead wife as an enabling conceit for the amelioration of this guy who, grieving for less than a year, is perfectly entitled to not be sunny and pleasant. This is part of why the finale, a non-stop and excruciating run of observations like you can't change the world, but you can change yourself, rings so consistently hollow. Guys, this is one of those shows where they make sadness funny. It is touching and at the same time funny.
You can't just go around being rude to people. You can, though.
The dog should be on a lead.
Oh, right. Oh, sorry. Thank you. What? He is not a fat, hairy, nosy cocksucker. Sorry about that.
Disgusting.
If I do and say what the fuck I want, and then when it all gets too much, I can always kill myself. It's like a superpower. That's the worst superhero I've ever heard of.
Why don't you throw yourself into your work, okay? That's what depressed people do.
We're putting out a free local newspaper that no one cares about. That's not true.
I've seen lonely people, people dying, people in pain. I don't think I've ever met anyone quite as sad as him.
Got something for your front cover. Freddie Mercury's tooth.
He's disgusting.
Brian, not everyone.
So guys, the fourth TV show on the list is WandaVision. Most of you may have already seen WandaVision, so if you have, feel free to skip to the next TV show. As it can best be explained, the series takes place sometime after the events of Avengers Endgame and finds Wanda Maximoff, Elizabeth Olsen and Vision, Paul Bettany, living in domestic bliss like something out of a sitcom. Exactly like something out of a sitcom. They're in black and white, framed in a 4:3 aspect ratio, and when they flirt or endearingly bicker, a studio audience roars in approval. In the eerie suburban community of Westview, they have a wacky, nosy neighbor, Catherine Huns-Agnes, commitments to local civic organizations and a desperate desire to assimilate, despite Wanda being a witch and Vision being a powerful android. And they have a growing suspicion that something about their cul-de-sac tranquility is very wrong.
Heavenly shades of night are calling. It's twilight time. Out of
Wanda and Vision, aren't we a five-pair?
This is our home now. I want us to fit in.
Oh, this is gonna be a gas!
Where did you two move from? How long have you been married, and why don't you have children yet?
Our story.
I think what my wife means to say is that we moved from...
Moved from where? Married when? Damn it, why?
Oh, Arthur, stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it.
The suspicions grow as head writer Jake Schiefer, Black Widow and director Matt Shagman, the Great, steer Wanda and Vision through an evolving series of sitcom styles, starting with the boxed-in multicam aesthetic of something like The Dick Van Dyke Show, moving into a slightly more expansive filmed aesthetic a la Bewitched and bursting into the Technicolor style of a Brady Bunch or Mary Tyler Moore Show. Each episode is full of peculiar hints at a larger mythology, but also features a vintage plot like Wanda and Vision struggling to throw together a last-minute dinner party for Vision's boss and his wife, Fred Melamed and Deborah Jo Rupp. Each step up the sitcom ladder is accompanied by Easter egg-laden commercials, catchy theme songs from Chris Nanderson-Lopez and Robert Lopez, and expertly reproduced period details from production designer Mark Worthington and costume designer Mace C. Rubio. I'm pretty sure almost everyone has seen WandaVision, but maybe for some reason you are watching this video and have not seen WandaVision, or maybe you haven't heard of it yet. Well, now you've heard. WandaVision is a wonderful, wonderful piece of art.
This is really happening.
Like days of old, lighting the spark of love that fills me with the ring of love.
Am I dead?
No. Why would you think that?
Because you are.
Unusual couple, you know?
Oh, I don't think that was ever in question.
Before we continue, guys, make sure to subscribe if you haven't yet, so that you don't miss future content. Movie Trends brings you the latest news and trend in the movie world. And also hit the like button, it helps a lot. So guys, moving on to the last TV show on the list. This is one of my personal favorite. Upload. Guys, if you've seen this show by chance, you'll know that it's one of the best TV shows ever created. I love this TV show. If for any reason you just want to be committed to one of the TV shows from the list, pick this one. In addition to being a great show in its own right, Parks and Recreation has proven to be an unexpected breeding ground for funny, emotionally resonant comedies about the afterlife. Upload is set in 2033, when technology has made it possible to upload your entire consciousness and be inserted into the digital afterlife of your choice, or rather the digital afterlife that best fits your finances and your data plan. One in which the deceased can remain in constant contact with living loved people.
His vitals are dropping. We're losing him.
Do we really want to upload? We could be together forever.
You are so amazing. But forever is just like so long.
Upload's that way, OR's the other way. What do you want to do?
3, 2, 1. Upload. Hello, Nathan. 10 fingers and toes?
Pretty seamless.
This is the first day of the rest of your afterlife.
You may find yourself living in a beautiful house.
Cool.
Welcome to Lakeview. Uplifting views, timeless Americana.
Yes!
It's 10 a.m. Breakfast is over.
No! It's not even real food!
New guy coming through.
This one.
Do I dare?
Dare.
Yes.
Hey, boundaries.
Cute.
He thinks he's cute.
You may ask yourself, how did I get here?
Denied. In-app purchase required.
Nathan, Robbie Emile, a computer programmer hustling to sell his big project, is nearly killed in an automated car accident, and his wealthy girlfriend, Ingrid, Allegra Edwards, offers him the chance, facing death, to be uploaded into Lakeview, a ritzy afterlife he never could have afforded otherwise. Nathan takes the offer even though he isn't sure that he especially likes the superficial Ingrid. Narratively, there's a lot happening in Upload, which explains why the running time for episodes ranges from as long as 45 minutes for the pilot, which has a daunting amount of backstory to convey, to as short as 23 minutes. Since the show is 3 or 4 different things at once, it isn't surprising that it does those different things with wildly different levels of effectiveness. I promise guys, this show is one of the best, literally.
Like for real, you're not some old dude or something?
No, this is me.
You're a little cutie.
So I understand you were in a bad place yesterday. It's only weird if you make it weird.
You're dead, man. What's up? Oh, fuck.
There's a guy I might like.
What'd you do?
He's in computers. You know you can walk on water whenever you want.
No way. I'm not even supposed to be here.
Nobody feels like they should be here. You think I wanted to fall into the Grand Canyon?
That's how you died?
They should expect people to try and break the glass floor.
I saw that video. You dabbed on the way down.
That's how you hit the lights.
People think all those things I miss doing with Lisa, I could just do them anyway. They're missing the point. I miss doing nothing with Lisa.
And with that said, we've reached the end of this video. If you haven't subscribed yet, make sure to hit the subscribe button so that you don't miss future content, and also hit the like button. It helps a lot. Anyways guys, thanks for watching and see you next time.